In this video, we're going to teach you the correct movement to all four corners of the court, no matter if you're playing doubles or singles. This is going to help you to be faster to the shuttle and enable you to play better shots and ultimately win more points.
Hello and welcome back to Badminton Insight. If you're new here, we're Greg and Jenny, two professional players releasing a new video every Sunday on all things badminton. Now, correct footwork is the one thing we'd recommend everyone to learn first when they start playing. But don't worry if you've been playing for years, it's not too late to change yours.
So before we break down the movement to each of the four corners, you need to know about the split step, which we actually did a complete tutorial on a few weeks back. So if you've not seen that, we'd recommend watching that first. We'll include a link in the description below. So we're going to start with the movement to the front of the court. If you're moving into your forehand corner, you want to do a directional split step, bring your non-racket leg towards your racket leg in what we call a chassé, and then lunge into the corner. And this is the same movement no matter if you're coming from the middle, if you're moving across the net like this, or coming from a doubles defensive position. To recover, you basically just want to reverse the movement you've just done. So push out of the lunge with your racket leg, bring this racket leg towards your non-racket leg, and then recover back. So it should look like this. And you can practice this by counting 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you should practice it so much that you can do it with your eyes shut so that it becomes ingrained into your muscle memory. And you can, in a game, focus on the shuttle rather than what your feet are doing. So with the eyes shut, not the face mask, over the blindfold. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Now if you're moving to your backhand corner, you want to split, pivot on your non-racket leg like this, and then lunge into the corner. Again, this is the same no matter if you're moving diagonally from the middle, sideways from the net, or directly forwards from a defensive position in doubles. To recover out of the lunge, you want to again push off with your racket leg and bring it round like this, whilst also doing a small hop on your non-racket leg to provide the distance to get back to the middle. So it looks like this. But there might be times where you don't actually recover all the way back to the middle, but that's probably for a more advanced video.
Now there are several important points you need to get right for both of these forecourt corners. Firstly, for the lunge, you always need to lunge on your racket leg. So if you're right-handed, your right leg. And you need to lunge with your heel to toe like this, not like this. And when you lunge with your heel to toe, you need to keep your knee in line, not collapsing inwards or outwards.
You also need to keep your torso and head upright, core strong and legs bent. And all of these points will help you be more in control of your body when playing your shot, enabling you to play a better shot and recover quickly out of the lunge afterwards. And finally, you want to land your foot just before you strike the shuttle like this. If you land too early, that means you can't adjust your positioning. And if you land too late, then you're not in control of your body and your accuracy and timing will decrease. If you find you're struggling with the strength of your lunges and movement in general, we'd recommend checking out our Badminton-Specific Weights Programmes on our website, which will massively help your strength in your lunge along with other areas of the court.
And although this is a four-corner footwork video, both of these forecourt movements are very similar to the movements you use in the mid-court, either low down or high up. So notice how I'm always lunging with my racket leg and my heel to toe and keeping my legs bent to enable me to push off and recover. Now moving to the back of the court and the forehand side. Now there are actually 4 different movements you can use to get to this forehand corner. However, because this is a basic video, we're only going to cover 1. We will be covering the other 3 on future videos, so make sure you smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on them when the time comes. Now, the movement we're going to use today is called the scissor kick. So first, you do another directional split step towards the corner, and then chasse like this to get in position with your feet wider than shoulder width apart. You want your racket leg to be loaded and then push off this racket leg to perform a rotational jump like this. There are some key points to this footwork and preparation that we see a lot of people get wrong. Firstly, as the shuttle's coming towards you, you want to end up facing sideways like this. If you try and scissor kick from facing front on like this and not facing sideways, then you're going to over rotate, losing control of the shot and also losing power. You want to use this movement to help you rotate in your overhead action and also transfer your body weight so that you're moving forwards after the shot. If you don't use this rotation and momentum going forwards, then you're quite likely to fall out of the back of the court. Finally, keeping your legs wide on your landing and not together will help you remain on balance to recover quickly. And you then almost do a running step back to the middle or wherever you're going next. Now, on to Jenny for the final movement.
The fourth and final corner is the round the head corner, and the most common movement is the scissor kick. Now let's break it down for you. You start with this directional split step, push off your racket leg and pivot on your non-racket leg like this, so we're now facing sideways. And then we kick through in a scissor kick once again. If you find that you struggle to reach the corner with this movement, try adding in a small chasse step before the pivot, but we'd really encourage you to minimise your steps as this will maximise your speed. Again, you can learn the rhythm of this movement by counting 1, 2, 3, and then adding in a quick 4 for when you hit the shot. So, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as we said earlier, you want to get to a point where you can do this movement with your eyes closed. So 1, 2, 3, 4. A common mistake we often see is people spending way too long on their back leg before the scissor kick, ruining the rhythm and flow of the movement and also the timing of your shot. The recovery for this footwork is the same as the forehand, doing this running step and using the power in both of your legs to be ready for the next shot, wherever that might be.
Now, if you're not early enough to do this scissor kick movement and need to take a backhand, then this is a completely different movement. We've done a full tutorial about the backhand on our channel, which we'll also link below if you want to go and check that out. But generally, people take backhands way more than they should. So if you're one of these people, then try and get in the habit of taking it round the head. Our final and best tip we have for you is to really keep your legs bent all the time in your movement and use this non-racket leg. As a common mistake we see is people just using their dominant racket leg to push off and not using this leg. And this is going to slow you down when moving to anywhere on the court. And it's still something we have to remind ourselves every day in training.
Learning these movements can honestly change your game. You've just got to get it ingrained into your game so you can repeat it again and again under pressure in a match. And for some, you might just need more practice to get rid of any bad habits. And remember, if you've not mastered the split step yet, then watch this video here. And here's another video that YouTube recommends just for you. And if you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future videos from us. And we'll see you on another video.